What's going on YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, I'm about to do the first mod on the GR Corolla. Technically it's going to be the second mod because I did get something new on the Corolla. Got the vanity plate here, Gazoo Q. Most of all of my cars had a vanity plate on it, minus the A-Spec Integra, but this car had the A-Spec Integra's license plate before I got this one on here. It saves on registration costs. So the inspiration behind Gazoo Q, I had a friend and she's no longer here with us, so this is in remembrance of her. She used to call me Gazoo because when I was younger I was skinny with a big head. Still got the big head, but I kind of grew into it. But she used to call me Gazoo. This is a Gazoo Racing Corolla, so Gazoo Q, that's what I'm going with. So it's in remembrance of my friend. So technically that's the first mod, but this video about to be an install. So the mod that I'm actually getting is the Rally Armor mud flaps. So let me show you all what those guys look like. So this is the box it ships in. This is the box that it comes in. And mine, I got red. So these are going to be the front ones. The reason behind these, I'm going to do rally car things with it, so I need to protect the car. So these mud flaps are going to go on the car so I can protect the paint from rocks and whatever could scratch it, gravel and things like that. So the Topher invited me to an event last week. It's a rally event. I'm like, oh man, I want to go. Since my car isn't PPF protected in the rear, I'm like, how do you think that the car would be doing the rally with that? He was like, probably want some mud flaps. So I'm like, all right, let me go get some mud flaps. So now I got the mud flaps and I'm able to do it. So there will be rally content to come later on in the year or whatever the next event is, but I want to be prepared, so about to put these on. And of course I got red because I don't like boring colors. Could have got black. You can get a black with the white Rally Armor logo on here. You can get red with white, but this is what I'm going with, black and red. Before I begin this install, shout out to the Men of Culture, Race Car Friends, Blueprint 1 Elite, Hunter Gang Nate. Go check out their channels. Links are in the featured channels in the video. So let's hop into it. So I'm gonna start with the fronts because I don't have my floor jack to do the rear. So I need to take the tire off. Oh, actually I'm gonna do the rear now. So my floor jack is coming here. Let a friend borrow it like a year ago and I'm just not getting the return. But we're gonna start with the fronts down here. All you gotta do is turn the wheel so I can access all the pins and bolts and screws that I need to right along here. First thing I did was grab a chair, and then I sorted my tools out that I'm gonna need, my equipment that I'm gonna need. So this is going to be the front left flap, and I just got those sorted out. All the tools I'm going to need for the front. Rear is still in the plastic. So what I'm going to have to do is remove these two bolts right here. Got 1 and 2. Then there's also another 10 millimeter bolt underneath here. I got to take that out as well. That's going to give me access to mount the mud flap on here. So let's get that done. So this bolt underneath, I need a couple things. First of all, the original one that came out, this bracket is going to fit something like this, and this spacer that's going to go in between. So I'm going to put this together and fasten it up under here. I'm going to put this foam washer on the higher hole where the bolt came from. I'm going to clean this off first because it's got sticky adhesive on the backside, so I want it to stick. So I'm going to get some alcohol, wipe this down. That green smell good alcohol. Peel the adhesive off, put it over it like that. Now we're ready to put the mud flap on here. It's not going to be secure yet, so we want the logo to face the back of the car. I also got a washer and a nut, so we're going to secure it to the bracket that we just installed down here underneath the car. Alright, that's that. And it's going to hang there. Let's see what we got to do next. So I'm going to take this bracket and this top hole on the top of the bracket. I'm going to align it with this top hole on the top of the mud flap. We're going to put a screw through there, and there's already a screw hole up there. So the hole at the bottom of the bracket is going to go over the second hole where we put our foam spacer at. And then we got another short screw down here. This is going to go in here and secure the flap to it. Just get it there so we get a slight curve to the bracket. And we're going, for each screw, we're going to put a washer over it as well. And this is going to go in with a Phillips screwdriver. We're not going to snug it all the way up, just enough to where we can align things right now. And then we'll fasten it up once we get everything lined up. It's our long screw. Put a washer on it. Just going to go through this foam spacer down here. Screw it all the way in. Not tight though. And we can still adjust this because we want to align it the proper way. Then I'm going to do the third one right here. Short screw and another washer. All we got to do is line it up and tighten everything in. Even this bolt over here to the side. Push this in a little bit. Yeah, that's a good spot right there. Because I can see the hole overhanging the opposite side looking towards the front of the car. So I don't want that. I'm just going to snug it up. Same with this middle one. Make sure we still align. It's getting tight. And then we do the bottom one. Got the wrench to tighten that up. So that's good. Also, let me tighten the one up underneath a little bit more. I'll switch back to my 10 mil. So we finished with the front driver. Clean install, no drilling. Sticks out a little on this side too. So I like that. It's got the rally armor under there. So these are actually going to be functional. Let me go ahead and do the passenger side. Should be able to easily do this without looking at the instructions now, since I know how to do it. But that rear, whoo. Yeah, let me just do the fronts now. Passenger side problem. I cannot get this thing up under the car. Like it'll go in the hole, but it won't fit. So you don't have a lot of thread left on here. So I'm gonna just do it without the washer, and that'll give me a little bit more thread. I can't even find another washer in my house, but this is what we got to work with here. So we're just gonna make it happen with this. Passenger side is done, and once I figured out what I was doing, it took like 5 minutes to do. But like I said, that problem is with the screw at the bottom, so I need to get that a longer one so I can be able to securely mount it with the washer on it. The other side went in fine. It was a struggle, but I should just get 2 longer ones, and then I got to move to the back. So this is where the struggle is gonna be. See, I got my jack right here because I got to take the tires off and take the whole tire liner out to get those mud flaps on. So first I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna come back out here and talk about that later on, because man, I need some fuel. It's like 2 o'clock and I haven't eaten today. So pause and we'll be right back. So I never jacked one of these up before, and what I believe is the jack point. So we got a pinch weld up under here. We got to put our metallic jack pad right over here, and we're gonna jack up from that point. So this is the jack pad. Kind of just goes, it straddles the rails, and you just jack up from that point. So I'm gonna jack it up from here, and then put a jack behind it. So straighten my wheels out, and I forgot to put the car in gear, so I just had the e-brake up. So safety first, don't forget to do that. Alright, looking up under here. So this liner back here has to come off. So I'm gonna look up underneath here. We got these tabs up under here we gotta get off. So it's 3 of them. So I gotta pry all 3 of those off. So I gotta put the edge of a screwdriver or some kind of plastic tool, pry them off, and then it comes off. Then we can see what else we gotta do after that. On the side of these tabs, you can see it's like a little indentation in them. It's hard to get the camera to focus. So I'm gonna put this pry tool up in there and pry it out, and do that for all 3 of them. It's hard to get the camera to focus under there, but I should get the gist of it. So I have to use the screwdriver. Now I'm going to take this one, it's like a little crowbar, You can pry it out from under here. And that popped out so far in the garage that I don't know where it's at, so now I gotta search for that. Surprise, the Phillips bit is on the back side here, or the screw that I gotta take out. So took out the wrong screw, took out this one, and it's actually right over here. So let me do that now. Goodness gracious, got that screw off. And then back here, we got another one that we gotta pry off. So hopefully this is the last one, and then we can take the whole thing off. Next, I'm gonna place this bracket on this liner. So I'm on the right side of the car, passenger side, and it's basically going to align to this outside edge of it. I'm going to temporarily put a fastener at the bottom, and then get ready to, actually I want to have to curve it a little bit. So if you look at the side, like there's a slight curve to it, so I need the bracket to make the curve too. So I'm going to slightly curve it, but not bend it as mentioned in the instructions. So I need both hands to do that, so I'm going to secure this to the liner. Now I got to take this U-nut and attach it to the side of the bracket here. So it's going to go on this tab over here, and I just push it on there. So it's going to clamp to the plastic that's underneath, like the edge of this line coming down, and also these tabs coming out. So it's 3 of them that I got to put on. So we put the camera down and align all 3 of those. Got the 3 tabs on there, so we're all good to go. It's a little bit difficult, so you gotta use precision to get them on there. You can see mines are not perfectly aligned, but it's good enough. Now we got this bracket. We're gonna attach it down to this, but before we do that, we're gonna put a piece of foam on it. So I got some adhesive. I'm just gonna put it on the bottom of this here. That's it. Now we're going to attach this. It's going to fit down here like so. And then we're going to fasten it on there. So now we're going to take this piece, what they call the expansion piece, and then we're going to fold that, because it's going to go through here on this mount on the liner. So let me fold it so it can go through the hole at the bottom here. And then we're going to put a washer and a screw in it, the skinny screw. It's only 2 of them. We'll put it through here. There we go. And now I put the washer and the screw over that. The washer, skinny screw. Put it through here. It's got a Phillips head. And that's it. It's going to secure that bracket to the liner. Now the liner can go back on the car. This is what our modified liner looks like. See, you got the bracket on the left side, comes down here, and then we got one across the bottom. So this is what the flap is going to mount to, but I got to get this back on there. So we're going to put it back together in the reverse order that we got it out. We're going to start with this one right here, because this thing was a pain to get off. It's hard to get to. Got this back on. Not sure about my alignment underneath, but it's good enough. But everything is where it should be. Last thing we gotta do is mount the mud flap, which we can do right now. Make sure the logo goes to the opposite side. So now I'll just align these holes. Need both hands. So actually, no, we don't. Look at me. Alright, now I just gotta put the washers on and fasten it in. Washer, bolt, or washer and nut, and then we're good. And align it. That's it. There it goes. So that was easy. Just had to tighten all these down, line it up. The front gave me more of an issue because of those screws on the bottom, but the alignment on this one got me worrying. But we'll see how it holds up over time. So after I got this aligned, I just went ahead, tightened it down, and then from the back side, got it sticking out a little bit. Looking a little girthy back there. You can see the front too now. So now I just got to go ahead and do this side. That's how we're looking with the mud flaps on the passenger side. Still got to do the driver's side. Like how long and low those are. We got these up here. But let me finish this because I got other stuff to do. But so far, so good. Like the little subtle accents. Need my car wash really bad. About 30 minutes later, finished the driver's side. these things are a pain. One of my tabs broke on me, and it's hard to get these things aligned at some points in time, but I manhandled that thing back together. So I'm about to put the tire back on. I'm gonna wash the car probably for y'all, do the B-roll, and then close the video out. As promised, got the car washed. Unfortunately, it's dark, but we'll make it do what it do over here. So I went with the Rally Armor mud flats because it required no drilling. I looked at another one, I forgot the name of the brand, but that required drilling into the liner, and I didn't want to do that. I want to keep everything as OEM as possible. So this was just a direct connection to it. I can take it off if I want to. It's durable. It was about $270 versus the $170 for the other ones, but it's the route that I chose to go. So let's take a look at the car and see how it looks. So it definitely gives it a much more aggressive stance, and now I look like I belong in the rally car group. So I think this is pretty cool. Love the way that the red pops, especially at night with the rear lights. And then I got more mods coming to this. So the Corolla might be going away for a little bit, and yeah, loving the way this looks. And I got a clean car. How you like me now? Race car friends can't say nothing. And my interior is still dirty, but forgot who I left my wet job vacuum to. But ain't got no space over here, y'all. But yeah, this is looking good. Like the way it protrudes out just a little bit. Same with the rear. So let's get one more final look before I close the video out. And let's look at it from this side. Looking good, and it hangs low enough, so this is definitely going to be functional. So it's I plan on doing some gravel track racing on like rocks, so it's going to prevent me getting dents in my car, because all-wheel drive I'm going to be flinging rocks from the front and the rear. This is going to prevent scratches. I got PPF up front but not the rear, but this is going to protect or help mitigate the dents from the rocks that are going to fly up. I'm going to do some rally car things with the GR Corolla. That's what it's made for. Hope you all enjoyed today's upload. So once I did the first one, the second side only took like 30 minutes. So it's not a bad install. It's just the learning curve for me. Like, I learned how to do things. Once I do it once, I can do it over and over again. And it's useless for this because I only need to do it for one set of instructions for the front tires, another set of instructions for the rear tires. But we're all done. And if you need help doing this and you're local to here, I can help out if you get the Rally Armor one. So I know what I'm doing now. So useless information for me, but I retain it. That's how I learn. I'll have to go home, got a piece in the car. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one.